Speeding to a comic and specialty store. Here's your look at the Diamond Select Sonic the Hedgehog PVC Action Diorama Gallery statue. The world needed a hero. We got a hedgehog. Powered with incredible speed, Sonic the Hedgehog, aka the Blue Blur, embraces his new home on Earth. That is until he accidentally knocks out a power grid and sparks the attention of super uncool evil genius Dr. Robotnik. Now it's super villain versus super Sonic in an all-out race against the globe to stop Robotnik from using Sonic's unique power for world domination. This gallery diorama of Sonic the Hedgehog is based on his appearance in the 2020 Sonic the Hedgehog and is made of high-quality PVC and features detailed sculpting and paint applications. It was designed by Joe Allard and sculpted by Varner Studios. Racing into the review of Sonic, stopping only for a second to bring in my trusty ruler, just to see how tall the statue actually stands. Sonic, the gallery's statue, is 5¼ inches in height, or it's about 13 centimeters tall. Big thank you to the folks over at Diamond Select that did provide this sample of Sonic the Hedgehog that we could have a look at in this review. The gallery statue of Sonic, FYI, comes also included with a product catalog. That's quite familiar to see. Diamond always puts in a product catalog with many of their statues and collectible releases just to give you a sneak peek at some of the other things offered in specialty and comic book stores. Let's take a peek ourselves. Picking this up and getting a quick glance inside of some of the other offerings from Diamond. You prefer Mini-Mates and Sonic the Hedgehog? Well, married nicely together, there's a set of Mini-Mates featuring the Blue Blur, as well as some of his friends and not so much friends. If you prefer as well your Mini-Mates to be slightly larger with maybe perhaps less articulation, then Vini-Mates might be the kind of thing that you may want to start collecting. They're essentially really just Mini-Mates, a lot larger and a lot less articulation, and generally pre-posed. And you get offerings of Tails, Sonic, and Mr. Robotnik himself. What's that? You prefer statues? Thank you for reading the script. On the other side, that is no scripts. On the other side, there is gallery statues, gallery diorama statues specifically of Tails and Sonic. I really like the look of both of these. Probably going to try to track these down for later reviews. Lots of cool stuff coming to us from the folks over at Diamond Select. Let's move the product catalog to the side. It is certainly a small statue, perhaps one of the smallest we've looked at here on this channel, but don't let its size fool you. I think it really does encapsulate everything that a Sonic statue should be. Picking the statue up right away, I can tell you, because it's first of all made of PVC plastic and for its size, it certainly also makes for quite a light statue when you're holding it in hand. There really isn't a lot going on here on the inside. This isn't so much the show or public side as Julia Child would say, but it's kind of just to show you how they mold everything. Pressed on top and giving a much more elaborate looking sculpted base. It looks like something certainly that Dr. Robotnik would have constructed, but has now fallen prey to a victorious looking Sonic that's perched on top. I do like the darker coloring of gray that they went with, and whether they've washed or airbrushed it, they've added a darker black on top of it to really accent and give a nice dark contrast. Something I also really like here, whether this be a light or exhaust point, there's actually a little bit of a lighter orange that they've airbrushed around it. Really like that. It gives it a nice lit effect. Speaking of lit effect, something also I really like about this, now whether Sonic is leaving the vicinity or he's just stopped for a second, there's some lightning bolts or electricity running around his body. Sort of just spiraling, kind of like little weeds that are wrapping and tangling around his body. And they're all accomplished here using a translucent blue plastic. But on top of that, Diamond has also airbrushed or dry brushed a white paint on top of that. And you know, looking at that, I mean, yeah, I can tell you it's paint and you can see it's paint for yourself. But from a distance, it sort of has almost an illumination look to it, like these are all lit up. Really simply effective by just simply going in there and painting the pieces in white. Really like the way that looks. Of course, you've got Sonic poised on top. This is based on Sonic the movie, although thanks to the folks and the artist that designed Sonic and went back to the drawing board, so to speak, and corrected. Because originally that Sonic didn't look anything like this, and of course the fan outcry resulted in going back to the drawing board and redesigning Sonic from scratch. So as a resulting of that, not only do we have a movie Sonic that looked a lot more like the video game, but also one that's inspired by the movie. This gallery statue looks a lot like Sonic from the video games. The only telltale sign that it isn't so much Sonic from the video games is the additional texturing that they've added to the fur. Normally, I would expect, just because this would have been pulled from a game, it would have had more of a smoother surface. But being the fact that they've also had the chance now to sculpt the statue of Sonic really gives them the opportunity to get in there and go very high end with the amount of sculpting that they did to the fur. It's all over both his head, the back of his body, his arms, and down his legs as well. Really, really nice job on it. I have a little bit of something here. I don't know if it's paint. It looks like almost a little bit of fur that's somehow been painted black. It's the only little bit of problem in paint. And there's also a little bit here for his chest as well, but you're really not going to be seeing it anyways, because you're probably going to have, most likely, the statue posed like this that's going to be angled down. But I did notice there is a little bit of paint problems there on the stomach. You can see a little bit of the bleed sort of leaving off where its tummy should be and sort of going closer to his arms. But again, it's very, very small. I like the sculpting of his face, the little bit of reflection that they put in the corners of his eyes, and a little also smirk in the corner of his mouth. He knows he just beat Robotnik, and Robotnik likely also knows he was just beaten by Sonic as well. It's a really neat looking pose. The gloves are nicely painted, done in white equally as well. They've painted in the tops of his shoes as lower treads as well, but they're not quite the same white as his gloves. You notice his gloves are a lot whiter than what he actually has the white for his boots. It actually looks like the boots or shoes are actually more of an off-white color. And I guess that's good too. It's a little bit of much appreciated breakup of color, so it's not just blue and white. The treads nicely sculpted on the bottoms of his shoes. You can see a little bit here on this one side, but you get a lot more of it here happening. And he's also they've painted in nicely the laces there on the tops of his sneakers. It's a really neat looking pose for Sonic. Very, very, very small. Like I said, it's generally a very small statue. It might be even one of the smallest we've looked at, certainly here on this channel. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't lack the details. And that's one thing that Diamond is really good at doing when it comes to the details on these gallery statues. I've advocated for Diamond for many years, really, saying that if you guys are new to collecting statues, I get this question asked all the time. I really want to get into statues, but I don't really know where to start. Well, first, the best place to start is your budget. The budget will certainly dictate what kind of things that you're getting into when it comes to collecting statues. But I would honestly say, for the price point of these being PVC, lighter statues, gallery statues are a much more affordable route of getting into statue collecting, especially if you're a big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog. This is like many of the boxes checked off. A really good looking Sonic, well painted. You've got like the electricity running around his body, standing on top of something that Robotnik would have built and been destroyed since. It's a really nice looking statue and a very affordable price. One of the best things going about the gallery statues. If you are a big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, specifically, big fan of the Sonic movie and can't wait for Sonic 2 to come out where we get introduced to Knuckles, then this is a great piece to pick up and add to your collection. Even though it's been quite some time since the company's released an actual video game system, Sega still survived by producing video games for other companies. And that's why characters like Sonic the Hedgehog still pop up from time to this day in Nintendo games. His popularity really hasn't gone away. I feel, if anything, he's just as relevant now as he was in the days of Sega Genesis, and probably one of the reasons, too, why we did get ourselves eventually a Sonic the Hedgehog live-action movie. At the time of shooting this, we already seen the trailer for a Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie, finally introducing the characters like Knuckles and Tails, and also bringing back the evil Dr. Robotnik. I love Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. Now, this gallery statue produced by Diamond Select is not based on the second Sonic, but you got to think that his design isn't going to change that much. Now that they've realized the fan outcry for their original designs, I'm pretty sure they're going to be sticking with the new designs, which is a lot closer to the video game. Because his live-action look is still very much looking like his original video game counterpart, is why also this statue very much looks like the original days of Sega Genesis. His fur is a little bit more elaborately sculpted, but the blue coloring is just as bright as was in the video game, and his face looks just as much like he did in the original days of the old Sonic games. The sizing of this is a lot smaller than maybe some of the other statues, but don't let, again, that size fool you. Diamond has put a lot of sculpt, a lot of paint, and a lot of care into this release. If you're a big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, you may well probably pick this one up and add it to your collection. A big thank you, though, to the folks over at Diamond Select that did provide this sample of the Sonic the Hedgehog live-action movie gallery statue. It doesn't really say live-action movie, but we're just putting it in there anyways. The Sonic the Hedgehog gallery diorama statue. What do you guys think of it? Let me know down below in the comments section. And let me know, are you guys excited for Sonic the Hedgehog 2? If you've seen the first Sonic the Hedgehog, that is. If you have seen the first one, let me know what you guys thought of it down below in the comments section. And hey, now, if you are new to this channel, you're enjoying the content that you're seeing, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the bell notification, and make sure, you're coming back to this channel while we have wrapped up things for Sonic the Hedgehog. There will be more gallery statue reviews coming your way, so make sure you're keeping your peepers peeled to this channel. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.